Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is the SMX Book Club. I am Coach Jeff Demers. She is Ms. Marnie Tisdale. Oh, I'm struggling today, Ms. Marnie. You
Mm,
know it. I'm struggling with a headache / migraine. It's not at migraine
mm.
level anymore because I had to pop some pills, but the show must go on. I got to get something done today, and thank God, or the universe, or whatever you like to say. Like I have this routine that I can stick to when I try to get back on track, even if my body doesn't want me to. Because unfortunately, we were just talking about this. There is no magic vegetable out there that's just going to solve all my problems,
Yeah.
despite some of the comments on my post. Like,
Yeah.
what magic does broccoli just magically remove all the scar tissue in your body and solve your arthritis?
I think
Does it?
sometimes people hear you complain and assume like it's a
It's a health thing. They don't
normal minor
understand.
thing
They don't
versus a
understand my
chronic.
history. Like I
Yeah.
tore up my shoulders in Bosnia.
Yeah.
Like there
No, I feel
like there
you.
isn't a vegetable that will solve that.
As someone that suffers from chronic illness myself, I fully get that. People tend to misunderstand it all the time.
Like
Chronic
just
fatigue
because it
is
helped you get in shape, that doesn't mean
no.
it is going to solve everybody's problems.
No.
But again, this is something I need for my mind. It keeps me on track. It keeps me focused. It keeps me away from those people. As much as I know they mean well,
Yeah.
and they do. Everybody has a resolution to everybody's problems,
Hmm.
right? Like every
Usually
fat
without
person
having
knows how to get in
experienced
shape,
a similar
right?
problem themselves at all.
Yeah.
Like I get told a lot of because I have chronic fatigue. So when I'm having a very, very down spell with my energy, I get a lot of, oh, it's just usually when I get my second win. Oh, I just shake it off and I just try anyways.
Yeah.
It's not
It's
what
a
is
simple
happening here because
solution.
I'm not just a little sleepy because I didn't get my nap or something.
Look,
I can go fully non-functional. Like I've been unable to
physically,
move my body before.
physically, I don't have the answers because those are
Yeah.
hard to come by. But mentally, the answers are actually easier
Yeah.
to come by. Like you can change from being, you know, failure focused to success focused
Yeah.
in minutes, if not
Yeah.
seconds,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like,
And it's an active mentality. You need to maintain it. I think that's an
yeah,
important thing to mention because you can't just do it the one time and it's good forever.
yeah, like this is something you need to feed because, like, you know me, like when I'm on top of my game and I'm constantly feeding positive, I'm an engine
Hmm.
that is hard to stop. Like, I
Hmm.
will sit at my desk for 13, 14, 15 hours and
Yes.
just crush it, right? But if I take 2 or 3, sometimes even just one day off, it takes me another day or 2 to get back up and get moving again.
Yeah.
Um, so like it's important for me, like we don't just do these book clubs for the hell of it,
Right.
right? We do these book clubs because it's a constant reminder that you need to continue to feed positive into your life. The how do they say it in the book? It's
Auto
um,
suggestion?
auto suggestion. Yes,
Did I get the word
that's
right?
that's exactly right. That's actually the focus of chapter 4. By the way, I don't know if you peeked.
Yes.
Um,
I saw the
Auto
title.
suggestion is a way of your subconscious mind, based on what you're consciously putting into your mind,
Yeah.
repeating and
It's
what do I want to say?
it's very
Reminding you.
yes. Very similar to subliminal messages, except you're doing it to yourself on purpose.
Yeah,
That's
basically.
a
So
good way to
basically what
think
you're
of it.
doing is you're storing this bank of positive knowledge and positive
Yeah.
mindset through auto suggestion that your subconscious mind will actually pull from when you need to reset your mind and get focused back on what's important. Now, if you're thinking more about I can't lose weight, I can't succeed in business, everybody's telling me it's not going to happen. The first
Right.
time I tried, it didn't work. Like My friends tried that and it didn't work. My
Yeah.
family tried that and it didn't work. So
What
why
if
am
I
I?
fail?
That's what you're feeding yourself. Your subconscious mind will pull from that bank
Yeah.
anytime you do try. It'll remind you this didn't work before, or when it's
Yeah.
hard, this didn't work before. It's going to remind you of why it didn't work.
And you'll end up getting in your own way,
Well,
essentially.
let me correct that statement. It won't remind you of why it didn't work. It'll just tell you it didn't
It
work.
didn't work. Yeah.
And you will usually accept that because it's easy to just erase the board and go in a different direction than have to put in the time and the effort that it takes to fix what didn't work
Right.
so you can move forward. Like
Right.
most people will be like, I just don't have the time for that.
Yeah.
Wipe
Throw
it
the whole thing away.
away.
Scrap the idea.
I'm going over here,
Start from
right?
scratch.
Instead of doing the SMX Book Club today, I was like, I have a headache. Is there any way we can skip? All the thoughts were going in my head because I've been down for a few days,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So all the negative thoughts, after years and years of banking those negative thoughts,
We're winning.
yeah, like
Yeah.
well, the wrong things were being banked in the past,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Which is easy to do. And I think it's also part of like almost the American culture because it seems like something in this country specifically we all do with wild abandon. I don't know where it came from. I don't know
Well,
why, but I know that
we
it's
do it
there.
because it's just easy.
Yeah,
It's
that's
easy to
true.
point blame
Like a way out.
on, like I'm an idiot. Like instead of being a creator, I was a consumer today
Mm,
on social media,
social
which
media.
kind of
Yeah.
fed the headaches and the migraines because I was getting frustrated in what I read. Like we usually don't preach any politics, but I just want to say this:
Mm,
Democrats are not bad people. Republicans are not bad people.
yeah.
Right? When
Yeah.
I served with both.
Yeah.
But they were some of the greatest men and women I ever had the privilege to serve with because we never once put politics in front of our goal.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So, like, this is an election year. I will not disown you. I will not block you. I will not like ignore you for the rest of my life because of who you voted for or what your faith is or what your policy. You have the right to an opinion.
No. That's the
You
whole point of
do.
the system.
That is.
It's literally the whole point of the system. Yeah.
You have the right to an opinion. We're going to jump into the book here in a second because I don't want to stay on this too long. All right.
It relates.
What one side does or does not do has zero effect over what I am going to accomplish this year. What
Right.
we are going to accomplish. Whoever is in charge, unless they make it illegal to be an entrepreneur,
Right.
has zero effect
Yeah.
on what we are going to achieve in 2024.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's the way it should be, right? But everybody has this negative mindset that if one person versus the other is in charge, that we're all going to hell and the
Yeah.
country's going down with it.
Well, and it's been that opinion for the past 3 presidents, and I'm not saying things are great, but it's not hell yet either. Like, your average person's life has only changed in terms of inflation and how
Mhm.
far your money stretches. But
Let me just say this
all of the things that
final
were
thoughts on
supposed to
this
happen
before we move into this book. Final thoughts
have
on
not.
this. I am an
Okay.
independent voter.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm not going to ask you to share which way you go. I am an independent voter, right? I voted for Obama, and apparently I was wrong, according to the court of public opinion. I voted for Trump, and apparently I was wrong, according to the court of public opinion. So there is no right or wrong when it comes to everybody else. All that matters is that you are making a decision based on your
All right.
opinion.
Which is the point.
That's it. Don't go one way because it's the popular way.
Right.
Go that way based on your opinion, but do not allow that way to separate you from the people that have had your back in the past, regardless of
Yeah.
what direction. Like, I am not going to disown my family. My family's all over New England. New England is as so blue, it should be neon freaking blue. Like, if I ever want to piss my dad off, I will call him up and just tell him how awesome I think Donald Trump is.
Right.
Not going to change the fact that he's my father.
Right.
Right?
Well, it should that's something that I think has been lost along the way, is the ability to fundamentally have your own belief and someone else is different and respect that.
And that's the thing. I
It's
don't
allowed.
care
People are
which way you
allowed to
go.
like people you don't like.
I served for many reasons.
Mm.
But one of the reasons is so that you have the opportunity to give your opinion
Right.
without being harassed for it, without
Right.
being hated for it. If you don't like me because I'm an independent, you need to pick one side or the other. That's fine. I still have your back if we get attacked from Iran
Right. Right.
or whoever. Not the forum. We've spent 5 minutes too long on this. Moving on. Let's move on to chapter 3.
Yeah.
Chapter 3, faith. I put on my notes for some reason. I put chapter 2. I'm like, no, this is the third chapter. This is Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich, chapter 3, called Faith.
Faith.
So, according to the book, I took many quotes from the book in my notes. Faith is a state of mind which may be induced or created by affirmation or repeated instructions to the subconscious mind through the principle of autosuggestion. And we're going to dive more into autosuggestion in chapter 4.
Mm-hmm.
But going by that, faith is a state of mind which may be induced or created by affirmation or repeated instructions to the subconscious mind.
Right. Like part of it would be reading your directive.
Right.
I always get that statement wrong, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Your statement of direction.
The definiteness of purpose.
There you go. I don't know why I need it to be directive. That's where my mind goes every time.
Bruce Lee called it a definite vision, definite goal. I have to look it up again. His statement, it was called a definite purpose.
With a definite purpose. Reading that out loud to yourself is part of what they're talking about here. Is all I was trying to get to create
definiteness of purpose statement. Reading it over and over again is a way to bank, if you will, your state of mind for the future, right? So that way, when all these negative thoughts, when the world starts to beat you down, when we have elections or, you know, whatever may be, you can pull from your faith created through affirmations and repeated instructions. Okay. I am actually creating a ebook, a PDF, completely free, 100 powerful affirmations.
Okay.
That I will give away 100% free. There is a power in speaking your world into existence. And we've mentioned this many times before. The reason why you do that is so that you can build on your faith that you will be successful when the time comes.
The more you believe in that, the more likely it is to happen. That's just how it works. And your brain will not accept like you won't take something as a failure. You'll take it as a lesson and keep going.
Right.
If you have that.
And again, all that is through faith is built through what you feed your mind.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You will either have faith or you will have a lack of faith based on what your subconscious mind is pulling from. Okay. So picture your mind as a vault. All right. And everything that you read and everything that you believe is in this vault.
Mm-hmm.
And the one that has more to it, whether it's lack of faith because of all the negativity out there, or it is a foundation of faith
Yeah.
because of the positive affirmations and the repeated instructions that you give your mind,
Mm-hmm.
that is how your mind is going to decide what it's going to feed you. Right? Because
Yes.
you have built one over the other.
Yes. And like
Okay.
stated, it's an active process. It's not something you get to just do and it's done forever. It
It
is a
is.
continuous active process that you have to stay. Because I am the queen of like the thoughts up here tend to be very, very negative, very, very harsh. So I have to monitor myself constantly to keep the right mentality. It's really easy
I
to fall into the negative zone.
I would challenge you. I will challenge you. I have written out my definiteness of purpose statement. It's right there for those of you watching
Mhm.
on the live. Um, you should write one. You do
I
not have
have
one,
I haven't had like a tickling, boiling around in the back of my mind for a while. I just haven't
but you have to
articulated it
put it
into
out to the
words.
universe. So there's different ways that you can put
Yes.
it out there. You can speak it
Yeah.
or you can write it down. But the key is that it is out there for you to repeat and revisit daily.
Right. Right.
And that's still something I'm working on as well, which is why it took me so long for me to actually write mine down. I already had little tidbits here and there of
Mhm.
what it was that I wanted to do and how I wanted to accomplish it. But until you actually write it down, until you actually put it out there to the universe, then it's really
It's
not
nothing more
real.
it's nothing more than an idea floating around in your head.
There's a
You wanna
quote.
actualize it, you gotta solidify it, you gotta pull it out of the ether and have it said.
I want to try and look up. It reminded me of a quote by Tony Robbins, quote about writing out a schedule. I have it somewhere. Yeah, if you talk about it, it's a dream. If you envision it, it's possible. If you schedule it, it's
It's
real.
reality. Yeah.
So by writing out my definiteness of purpose, it has a date on there of October 1st,
Mhm.
2024. I have
It's
scheduled
scheduled.
it. It is now a real thing in my mind that I need to go after,
Yeah.
right? So that is just another way of, as I'm trying to get back to my notes, that is just another way of reaffirming repetition of affirmation. Basically, um, how do I want to say this? Building, oh, how do I want to say this? Building a, oh, revolving, oh, no, that's not what I want to say. I can't think of it right now. I'm trying to say something like building something that you will follow day in and day out.
Like a routine. Because
Routine. Thank you. I knew it started with an R. I couldn't think of the words. My mind is going everywhere right now. So it's a way of building a routine
like a
in your
structured
mind.
routine. Yeah.
So since you write it out there and you put it out there, then you have to come up, it helps you create a daily routine of revisiting your definiteness of purpose when you first get up and before you go to bed. So that way, when you go to bed, that is what your mind is thinking of. So when you wake up, your mind should be thinking of that goal. Okay. And if it's not, that's why you revisit it again in the morning. But you should be looking at your statement every day, twice a day, when you first get up and when you go to bed, because it's that repetition that'll help solidify it. So when your faith starts to go down, when your actions start to go down, your
Mhm.
subconscious mind will again pull from that vault,
Right.
because your statement will be in that vault, and it'll remind you of why
Yeah.
it is that you're doing what you're doing and what it is that you should be doing as far as actions you should be taking.
Turns it from essentially from a daydream into reality.
Right.
Helps you get that mindset where you need to keep like take action and pursue it.
It says repetition of affirmation of orders to your subconscious mind is the only known method of voluntary development of the emotion of faith.
Hmm.
And that's it. It's like a morphine drip.
Yeah.
It really is. That keeps you going, that keeps your heart going and everything. Like, it's so
I
when you
actually
start to get low, your mind, your subconscious mind will actually pull from your faith and remind you what it is that you should be doing and what you should be focusing on.
there was a part I wanted to read that kind of goes right into this. You want me to read it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Faith is the eternal elixir which gives life, power, and action to the impulse of thought. Faith is the starting point of all accumulation of riches. Faith is the basis of all miracles and all mysteries which cannot be analyzed by the rules of science. Faith is the only known antidote for failure. I got to read that one again because I love that one.
Read it
Faith
again.
is the only known antidote for failure. Faith is the element, the chemical, which, when mixed with prayer, gives one direct communication with infinite intelligence. Faith is the element which transforms the ordinary vibration of thought created by the finite mind of man into the spiritual equivalent. Faith is the only agency through which the cosmic force of infinite intelligence can be harnessed and used by man.
Yeah, that was actually really awesome. What page was that? Because I think I wrote it down. I want to make sure.
Let me go up and look again. 55?
Okay. There is a self-confidence formula
Mhm. That
as
was the
well
other thing
on
I thought we
page
needed to read.
52.
Nope.
So
It's after what I just read. So hold on. 57. Self-confidence formula, 57.
why is it 57 on yours? It's 52 on mine.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't have an answer for that. Maybe I am
I
reading the
sent you this PDF. How
yes.
different. All
I
right.
don't know,
So
but apparently
self-confidence formula says there's 6 steps
yes,
or 5 steps, I believe.
5
No,
steps.
6 steps. First, I know that I have the ability to achieve the object of my definite purpose in life. Therefore, I demand of myself persistent, continuous action toward its attainment, and I here and now promise to render such action.
I gotta
Second,
mention that again. You're demanding of yourself.
yeah,
You're
he's got that all
accepting
in
nothing
capital
less than
letters.
this. That is powerful. Okay, please continue.
Second, I realize the dominating thoughts of my mind will eventually reproduce themselves in outward physical action and gradually transform themselves into physical reality. Therefore, I will concentrate my thoughts for 30 minutes daily upon the task of thinking of the person I intend to become, thereby creating in my mind a clear mental picture of that person.
I think that step's good for anybody that wants to create a change in their life, even if it's not about pursuing business. Maybe you're fighting addiction. Maybe you have a nasty temper you want to change. But that
Mhm.
step, that's just a very good way to go about it.
I think what I'm going to do to go along with my statement is to then take 30 minutes after I've read that statement to just sit down in the chair, close my eyes, and reflect on every word of the statement that I've read.
Right.
I think that's important because then once I open my eyes, I should have a path of action that I want to take for the day.
Yeah. Yes.
Um, Third, I know through the principle of autosuggestion based on what your subconscious mind is telling you, any desire that I persistently hold in my mind will eventually seek expression through some practical means of attaining the object back of it. Therefore, I will devote 10 minutes daily to demanding of myself the development of self confidence.
Yes, he does mention insecurities. I can't think of the right terms, the self-doubt form of insecurity, specific word for that, but those are I mean, literally that's like the wall that's just blocking you from accomplishing anything. So having confidence in yourself is a big, big point he makes throughout the book.
Fourth, good points, by the way. Fourth, I have clearly written down a description of my definite chief aim. That's what it's called, definite chief aim in life. And I will never stop trying until I shall have developed sufficient self confidence for its attainment.
Back to the
So to
self-confidence again.
write out your statement, it says, I will never stop trying until I shall have developed sufficient self confidence for its attainment. So, for
Yeah.
whatever you put in your definiteness of purpose statement, you have to continue to read it until you have developed sufficient self confidence for
Mm-hmm.
its attainment. So it's not just to write something down. It's not to just read it. It's to fully believe deep
Mm-hmm.
down in your soul that this
You
is
can do.
possible.
You're gonna make it happen. Yeah.
Fourth, I have clearly written down a description of my that's excuse me, we just did that
You're on
one.
fifth.
Fifth,
Yeah.
I fully realize that no wealth or position can long endure unless built upon truth and justice. Therefore, I will engage in no transaction which does not benefit all whom it affects.
Hmm.
In other words, don't do something just for yourself,
Yeah, don't
right?
be a shady scam artist.
Right.
That's
I
him.
will.
He's all right saying it here.
He goes on by saying, I will succeed by attracting to myself the forces I wish to use and the cooperation of other people. I will induce others to serve me because of my willingness to serve others.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say that again. I will induce others to serve me because of my willingness to serve others.
Mm-hmm.
I will eliminate hatred, envy, jealousy, selfishness, and cynicism by developing love for all humanity because I know that a negative attitude towards others can never bring me success. I
Mm.
will cause others to believe in me because I believe in them and in myself. That's pretty big.
A negative attitude towards others can never bring success. That is another extremely great line
Yeah.
in this book.
Well, I mean, that goes along with like I quote Eric Thomas a lot, and he's got a famous saying that I quote
Mm.
that says, to get everything that you want in life, all you have to do is figure out how to help other people.
Right. Right.
He helps by serving other people. And from that, he went from being a man, a grown man that was homeless on the streets of Detroit 3 years,
Yeah.
to being highest paid, one of the highest paid speakers in the world.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
I did kind of like fangirl a little bit when I saw him live on stage at Funnel
Yeah.
Hackers Live, like because he's been somebody I've looked up to and have been listening to and have been quoting for years now. And I
Yeah.
finally
Yeah.
got to see him in person. It
That's
was
pretty
awesome.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Um. Oh, 6 steps into turning faith into fortune. The story that he tells about Charles Schwab, which I had no idea.
Mm-hmm.
When I think of Charles Schwab, I think of the Schwab commercials. Oh,
Yeah.
he's a
Like
financial,
guru
advisor.
guy. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
No,
I had
he
no
started
idea he
out
started
as a
in steel.
steel guy.
Yeah. Yep.
United States Steel Corporation, when there were already other steel corporations out there.
Mm-hmm.
He had this vision to be the largest by being cheaper, but by serving people better.
Yeah.
So he turned, okay, so 6 steps to turning faith into fortune. And it's the United States Steel Corporation story about Charles Schwab. It says
Yes.
first, and I'm going to paraphrase these because I don't want to stay on for an hour today. My headache's coming back. But it
Mm.
says first, you have to form an idea.
Yes.
Okay. What it is that you want to happen. Second, you must mix faith with your idea through the power of autosuggestion. Third, you have to formulate a plan to transform your idea into physical and financial reality. So, this is the idea. This is what I want the end goal to be. This is the plan of action that I'm going to take. Okay. Fourth, take action on that plan. So, what we've been doing for our organization is, and I've mentioned this many times through different trainings, we've taken the first 3 months of this year, the first quarter,
Mm-hmm.
to organize, build, and plan.
Yes.
Action starts on April 1st, which is just
Right.
3 weeks away.
Right around the
Right?
corner.
Massive action. You're going to see, like, if you think I post too much now with my 1 or 2 posts a day,
Yeah.
wait until you see the massive action plan actually come out to the world.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be almost annoying, which is why I'm not promoting this to my friends and family, because I love my friends and family.
Right.
And I wish to stay in touch with them. But I told people 3 months ago when we first started on this mission, I understand you are not my target market. So do not take what I'm putting out there as me trying to sell you on something. I'm just putting it on my timeline so that other people who find me know what I'm about.
Right.
Right? My personal profile is not so much my personal profile.
Yeah.
It is a representative of me inside my business, our business. Right? Because I want to be real. I don't want to have two different sides of me out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? I want to have me out there. That's why I
Well,
use
that's
my personal to also keep you updated with what I'm working on.
right.
So the fourth step is to take action. That'll go in for us April 1st. This is something that we've scheduled out. We've been talking about. We've been building April 1st. Fifth, follow through with persistence and firm decisions. Persistence can also be consistency, right? The
Mm-hmm.
key to being found with your business, with your sports brand on social media is through consistency. Just because you posted for a week and didn't have anybody talk to you at all or click on anything, that's nothing. Like some
Right.
of the most successful people I know and that I've learned from posted for months and then said all of a sudden, right around the 5th month, it just happened. Like
Yeah.
people started to notice, people started to
Yeah.
engage, people started to buy. 5 months.
Yeah.
5 months from taking action.
Yeah. Yeah.
So technically, we shouldn't see anything until September. Technically.
Technically.
But through the actions and the plan of action that we have, we're hoping to be seen sooner.
That's
But
the
we
3 feet from
understand
gold.
some of the best people out there, they don't nail it the first time, the 5th time.
Yeah.
Russell Brunson's the king of sales funnels.
Yeah.
Didn't nail it with his first sales funnel. His second,
Yeah.
his third, his fourth, his fifth. He didn't see any results until his 7th. And
Yeah.
they weren't even big results, but they were results.
Right.
I have one funnel out there right now for a challenge.
Yes.
How successful do you think I am with that funnel right now?
I don't think we've had much luck getting people signing up.
It's my first funnel. It
Yeah.
doesn't mean my path is a failure. Our path is a failure.
Mm-mm.
We need to make adjustments. I'm actually building a webinar funnel too, as we speak, for the people that don't want to sit through a challenge for 3 days, but just want the cliff notes, if you will, in a webinar.
Right.
Okay. That'll be attempt number 2. I will be worried right around attempt 7, 8, 9, and 10
Right.
if we don't have
Right.
anybody join us. We're going into attempt number 2 while still fine-tuning attempt number 1. Doesn't mean that it's failure. It doesn't mean it's not going to work. It means there's certain things that we need to do. There's certain hooks that we need to make to be able to attract the right market to our product, because our product is not for everybody. Your product is not for everybody. If you try to
Right.
sell to everybody, you will ineffectively sell to nobody.
Right. Right.
But you need to be online long enough to be noticed amongst the billions of people that are online.
Yeah.
One post, 1 week, 1 month is not time to quit.
It's 3 feet from
It will
gold.
happen. You have to be consistent. And that starts for us again on April 1st. We are posting, we are testing, but massive action starts for us on April 1st. That's when we'll really start to get the numbers and really start to figure out what direction we should be going in, what changes we should make. So first, form an idea. Second, mix faith with the idea. Third, formulate a plan to transform idea into physical and financial reality. Fourth, take action on the plan. Fifth, follow through with persistent and firm decisions.
Mm-hmm.
Firm decisions means you're looking at the data. You're
Yeah.
looking at the times of days that you're posting. You're
Yeah.
looking at the ads that you're running. Why did this one work versus this one not working? Why
Yeah.
aren't any of them working? Right? Well, we
Yeah.
haven't tried this way yet.
You can't go half throttle into it.
You can't.
Too. That's a huge part of what they're saying when they say firm decisions. You can't be wishy-washy. You can't take your time or be unsure. You got to just pick a path and go with it. If that path doesn't work, that's fine. You pick a different path and go with it.
The step is to prepare the way to success
Yeah.
with capital letters, burning desire. You have to have a burning desire is basically faith matched with your idea.
Mm-hmm.
Unwavering faith matched with your idea is your burning desire. The way to make sure that you have unwavering faith is to be consistent with your actions, starting with your purpose statement,
Right.
your definiteness of purpose statement. Most of the people that I know that run I'm going to call it a hobby,
Yeah. A
because
little side
they have
hustle.
side jobs that they do, or they
Yeah.
have a job with a side hobby.
Yeah. Yeah.
The reason why it's still a side hobby, one of the main reasons, they haven't written out their definiteness of purpose statement.
Right.
So
Well,
they
they're not
haven't
taking it
actually laid out their plan yet.
full seriously quite yet. It's just a little
Right.
side hustle in their mind.
Right.
If that's what you're looking at, that's what you want your goal to be. You cannot have the side hustle mentality.
You can't.
Your 9 to 5 or whatever you're doing, that's the side hustle. What it is that you want to accomplish needs to be the main show in your mind and in your heart.
What is it that I do right now for an income? Be honest.
This.
This is it.
Yeah, this is
This
it.
is it.
SMX Hacker Nation.
This is
So
it.
we are all in on this. My 9 to 5 is the side hustle on my end, just keeping us
That's
afloat for a bit.
yours. That's not mine.
I said my side hustle.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying though.
Yeah.
Like this will work.
Yes.
This will work. Like there's no way it can't. The only thing we need is to be consistent, and we need to make sure that we are doing it while serving those
Yes.
in our market.
And persistent.
Very much
Just
so. So
keep
Charles
pushing.
Schwab, everybody knows because you see all the commercials. Schwab,
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
those are funny commercials. But it all started Schwab. The very
In
beginning
steel.
started with an idea.
Yes.
He had an idea, and he turned that idea into over $600 million.
Hmm. I love the part in the book where Napoleon goes over all of the people that had similar ideas that failed at it.
Yeah,
He does. He lists a good like almost dozen examples of like this person thought this and this person thought that, but he was the only one that was able to tie it all together and present it to the big names that matter. JP
yeah,
Morgan being the investor,
yep.
Carnegie being the guy
Carnegie,
that owned most steel at the time, and he got them all on board, turned it into
yep.
600 million.
JP Morgan. It's another name we still hear today. This
Yeah,
was
JP
back
Morgan
in
and
the
Chase.
idea launched in 1900.
Yeah.
It is 2023,
23.
4,
And
I
they're
believe.
all familiar names. There's not a name in there
We know
that
all
you've
their
not heard
names.
of.
It all started with an idea.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
the majority of them thought he was crazy.
Yep.
But what wasn't crazy was their return on investment
Right.
for buying in. They all had
Yeah.
little different niches within the steel world,
Yeah.
but
This
he
guy made
brought them
hoops.
all
That guy made
together and put
steel
them under
plates.
one roof.
Yep.
The United States Steel Corporation, Charles
Yeah.
Schwab,
Which I
because
mean,
he was the
even the
one with the
name of
idea.
that
He's the one that we
corporation's
remember.
familiar to me. That was a
Yeah.
huge juggernaut of industry in our country for a long time, at least 100 years. I
Oh,
think it
yeah.
was like the fall of Detroit when the steel stopped being our main thing.
So there's a poem, if you will,
Mm.
that I like
Yeah.
that it says, and I'm going to go ahead and we'll end it with this poem.
Okay.
Okay. It says, if you think you are beaten, you are. If you think you dare not, you don't. If you like to win, but you think you can't, it is almost certain you won't. If you think you'll lose, you're lost. For out of the world we find, success begins with a fellow's will. It's all in the state of mind.
Mm.
If you think you are outclassed, you are. You've got to think high to rise. You've got to be sure of yourself before you can ever win a prize. Life's battles don't always go to the stronger or faster man, but sooner or later, the man who wins is the man who thinks he can.
Yeah.
And for some reason, when I read that, I thought of the little engine that could.
It's similar.
Think I can. I think I can. I think I can.
It's one
Think
of
I
the
can.
first stories about willpower that we learn. It's a
Yep.
good one.
Yeah. That's what you should be teaching kids these days.
Yeah.
The little engine that could.
Yeah.
All right.
For reals.
Let's get off that topic. All right. So that's pretty much it. Next week we're going to go into the power of auto suggestion. We touched on it today, but we'll definitely go over it next week. The medium for influencing the subconscious mind. Subconscious mind is very unique. It's very powerful, right?
Yes, it
And
is.
we'll touch on this again next week, but or it'll be the entire show next week. But just think about how many times you were doing something and then you were reminded about something else you should be doing.
Yeah. Or you
That's
just suddenly
not your
had the answer
conscious
to a
mind.
problem, like it came out of the universe in thin
Yeah,
air. That is your subconscious mind that brings you
that
those
is,
messages.
yep.
So,
And it's always pulling from that vault. Feed your
mm-hmm.
vault.
That you're feeding.
Like
Yeah.
bank all the stuff into your vault. It'll be useful. If not
Yes.
now, it could be useful a year from now.
Yeah.
But it's there, and it'll remind you that it's there when the time comes.
Yep.
It's very powerful.
You can do this.
We will talk about that again next week. That is Book Club SMX Book Club for this week. Thank you, everybody that jumped in. Please leave your comments below. And yeah, we'll see you next week. Take care.